what an integer is. So now we're going to explore a little further how to plot integers on a number line, their values, and then we're going to just practice with them a little more. So what we learned is an integer is a set of all whole numbers and their opposites. That's our definition in this class. It's a set of all whole numbers and their opposites. Okay, well, what are whole numbers? Well, let's parse that out a little bit more. What does that mean integers do not have? This essentially means that integers cannot be parts of numbers. So they are not fractions and they are not decimals because integers must be whole. They cannot be parts of numbers. All right. So what we're going to do is we're going to explore this a little further and how it looks on a number line, right? Because it is really important we understand the process of integers. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to draw a number line on my board right now. I'm trying to make it as neat as possible. Awesome. All right. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to center 0 in my number line. Now, we've learned that 0 is a whole number and an integer, right? Because integers are whole numbers. However, what's important to note is that 0 is essentially neutral. So I'm actually going to put it in blue. What that means is 0 is literally a placeholder for nothing of value, right? It has no value. So 0 is neither positive or negative. It literally has 0 value. It's neutral. All right, but as we work towards the right of our number line, this is the part of the number line that we know most frequently from our classes in the past. I'm making it green. Why am I making it green? Because any value on our number line, right, that is to the right of 0 is positive. It's really important we know that. So any value to the right of 0 is positive. So if I was doing positive integers, which I will, that means I'm not going to represent parts of numbers. I'm just going to do the integers themselves, right? This is what I'm going to do. I'm going to evenly space my values on my number line as much as possible. It's really important that you have a ruler to maybe help you when creating a number line. All right, and then we're going to place the values. So this is positive 1, positive 2, positive 3, positive 4, positive 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, right? It depends on what you want your number line to be. It could also be 0, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14. Right now I'm doing a scale of ones. What's really important is when we're working on the positive side, right, that as we continue to go right, so numbers farther to the right or farther away from 0 have a greater value. Now we know that. We know that 12 is greater than 1, right? But we're just explaining it a little more deeply. Now, where people kind of struggle is when we introduce negatives. Now, you have learned negatives last year, but let's review it one more time. So anything on this side of the number line is red because it's 0. So any value that is left of 0 is negative. So on a number line, it all really matters where 0 is, right? So 0 is neither positive or negative. Anything to the right is positive, and anything to the left is negative. Now, again, I'm going to fill in my values. What people really mistake when they're creating negative, and it is expected in this class that you know how to make number lines. That's why I'm spending so much time kind of reviewing this with you, is they don't know how to number it on this side. They don't know how to number on the negative side. Well, it's like a mirror image of the positive side. So it goes then, if this was 1, I put the opposite like a mirror on this side, -1. This was 2, -2, -3, -4, -5, -6, -7, -8, -9, -10, -11. Negative. Now, what's important about negatives, and this is where it really gets tricky for some kids, is that numbers farther away from 0 have a smaller value. Because we're in the negative side, -11 is actually less than -1. So literally the negative side of the number line is a direct opposite to the positive side, right? Positives, you go 1 up. The farther away from 0, the greater the value. On negatives, you go the opposite direction for -1, and then you go down, and the farther away from 0, the smaller the value. All right, that's a review of number lines. That's a review of opposites, negatives, integers, all of it. Come back to class. We're going to practice ordering. Thank you.